Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in today's video we're going to make some bold predictions in regards to this year's WWE SummerSlam 2024. And we're going to kick things off in no particular order with Damian Priest versus Gunther. And I actually think, alongside a lot of other people's opinions, that the ring general Gunther is going to be victorious. I'd love to see Gunther get a clean victory. I don't think that would harm Damian Priest in any way. Damian Priest is doing a good job in this seemingly babyface role, but I do think there are going to be shenanigans specifically from the Judgment Day. I would not be surprised if Finn Balor costs Damian Priest, but I'm going for Gunther, a new World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam. Moving on swiftly to the WWE Women's Championship match between babyface Bayley and the heel, the irresistible force in Nia Jax. Now I actually think it's going to be the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, who becomes the new Women's WWE Champion. I think it's going to be a bit of a shock. I mean, many people think that Bayley is going to retain, and yes, WWE might go down that route, but I think it's far more intriguing for Nia Jax to get the victory, and then through the weeks and months following on SmackDown, you've got this will she, won't she in regards to Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase. You know full well that it's Tiffy time soon, and she's going to get a bedazzled version of the Money in the Bank briefcase, which they're going to want to sell and monetize, of course, along the way, so they ain't going to do that straight away. And just imagine the teased friction between Tiffany and Nia. They're friends at the moment, but the question is, how long is that going to last? I would not be surprised if Bayley retains, but I'm going with my gut instinct in Nia Jax becoming the new champion. Now I think there's going to be absolute heartbreak in what seems like this love affair and soap opera between Liv, Rhea, and of course Dirty Dom. Of course, Liv Morgan taking on Rhea Ripley to defend her Women's World Championship. And I think she's going to do just that. I actually think Liv Morgan is going to retain, and it's because of Dirty Dom. I think he's going to absolutely break Mummy's heart and side with Liv Morgan, because of course Liv Morgan was involved in Dominic's match against his father. Of course, getting that W finally against Rey Mysterio, the deadbeat dad. And not just off that basis, I think it's a swerve we kind of all saw coming, but we didn't want to imagine it actually happening. But I think it's going to, and Dominic is going to side with Liv. I would not be surprised if Finn Balor is involved in some shape or form. He certainly feels a bit shady in this storyline. Don't trust him as far as I can throw him, but we'll have to wait and see what unfolds. But in terms of the victor, I'm going with Liv Morgan to retain. Next up, we got the Intercontinental Championship match between Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker. And I think finally it is time to put the strap on the future star in Bron Breakker. And to be honest with you, I think Bron Breakker's getting a lot better in his promos as well. He certainly feels like what Corey Graves said, an AI wrestler, if you ever invented him that way. Because he is just textbook, isn't he? He's so intriguing to watch in the ring. I just love it when he spears the living daylights out of people running at like 100 miles an hour. Love to see it. He's a future star in the making. I know not everybody is a massive fan of him, but in my personal opinion, Bron Breakker is a future megastar, and I would not be surprised if in, say, 3 or 4 years' time, that Bron Breakker works alongside, say, Paul Heyman, with Paul Heyman as his mouthpiece. But at the moment, he's handling himself pretty well on the mic, so maybe he won't need him. Moving on to Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship, and I'm pretty confident in saying that it's going to be LA Knight who's going to be victorious. I predicted this ages ago on the channel. I didn't think it would take this long for them finally to get there, but I think LA Knight is going to win the gold, and it just makes sense. Logan Paul's a part-time champion. He's only defended that title a handful of times, and just makes sense to put it on the megastar in LA Knight. And you can bet your bottom dollar if LA Knight, when LA Knight wins the title, he's going to get a "you deserve it" chant, and few can argue that he doesn't deserve it. So that brings us on to CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, a personal rivalry like none other. Of course, Seth frickin' Rollins as the special guest referee, which I think's a little random, but I can kind of see where they're going when you think about it. It was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk at this year's WrestleMania. That couldn't happen because, of course, Punk got injured at the Royal Rumble. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of siding with heel Drew McIntyre. He's the gift that keeps on giving. He's absolutely killing it. He's on par, if not succeeding CM Punk in this storyline. And on the mic, CM Punk's delivering his side, and I think he's doing a good job on his half, that's for sure. But I kind of feel that Drew McIntyre is going to get the victory because Seth screws CM Punk over, and I wouldn't be surprised if they branch off and actually finally go with Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk, or it's going to end in a triple threat at some point, maybe at Bad Blood between the three of them. Who knows? But I'm going with a dirty victory for Drew McIntyre because Seth freaking Rollins screws up as the referee, accidentally on purpose. So that brings us on to what surely is going to be the main course in Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE Championship. And the championship itself feels like the afterthought. Well, the Cody Rhodes Solo Sikoa match anyway, because the talk of the town, of course, is the potential return of Roman Reigns. Now, I'm pretty confident in saying Cody Rhodes is going to retain the undisputed title. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. But how we get there remains to be seen. Does the Tribal Chief come after the Cody Rhodes Solo Sikoa match and save Cody Rhodes from a beatdown by the Bloodline? Not to save Cody Rhodes, just to get some form of payback on Solo Sikoa for taking the Tribal Chief head of the table throne, that moniker from Roman Reigns. He's been calling Roman Reigns out pretty much on a weekly basis here. Are they going to act? Now, I think it's going to be one of two things happening here. I think we either see the return of Roman Reigns or Randy Orton turning on Cody Rhodes, helping Cody Rhodes get the victory, but then at the end of the match, heel turning on Cody Rhodes. He did say he'd have his back so long as he's champion, but I think he means that literally. He's going to go for his back, stab him behind his back, and we're going to get a heated personal rivalry between the two. I certainly feel that's where they're going to branch off in terms of the championship. I don't think Solo's going to become champion, but what if they go for the shock victory with Solo Sikoa? And of course, the Tongans becoming the tag team champions, Solo becoming the undisputed champion, and Roman not showing up. Like, that would be a shock for the ages. Randy Orton costing Cody Rhodes the championship. Like, who knows? I'm confident Cody's going to retain. I'm pretty confident Roman's going to return. But how it's going to play out, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Get down in the comment section and share your thoughts and opinions. But I'm going for Cody to retain. And of course, we got to wrap this video up talking about the fact that the Wyatt Sicks are not on the SummerSlam PLE, and it doesn't look like they're going to be. Of course, they've advertised the matchup between the Creed brothers and Chad Gable and, of course, the Wyatt Sicks for next week on Raw. And initially, I was a little bit gutted about the fact that they're not going to be on the SummerSlam card. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense from a logic standpoint. Yes, it would have been a nice hats off to see Uncle Howdy make his in-ring debut at SummerSlam, just like Cult Leader Bray did in 2013, and of course The Fiend making his debut in 2019. It would have been nice to see that, but I love the fact that they put the focus on this Wyatt Sicks match for next week's Raw. There's going to be loads of replays from SummerSlam, so that means that the Wyatt Sicks match is going to get the spotlight. It's going to be the main event of Raw, surely. And I do think that if the Wyatt Sicks had been on the SummerSlam match card, or if we'd instantly got the payoff between Chad Gable and Uncle Howdy, it might have got a little bit lost in the shuffle with what's already a pretty stacked match card when it comes to SummerSlam. So I don't mind waiting. And of course, the PLE Bad Blood is coming up in a couple of months, and that is very fitting for a faction like the Wyatt Sicks, for a character like Uncle Howdy. And I really don't mind waiting a couple of months for this storyline to play out even further, so we get even more depth, even more layers to the storyline, and give them time to get it right. Don't rush it for the sake of just putting it out there because we want it. We can be patient. We were patient enough in the lead up to the Wyatt Sicks debut, so we can wait a little bit longer with this, can't we? And due to the absence of the Wyatt Sicks at SummerSlam, no, I don't think we're going to see Alexa Bliss. I don't think we're going to see Alexa Bliss return for some time, but when she does, it's going to deliver. It's going to be major. It's going to be so compelling. But I think we're just going to have to be patient for that. Although I wouldn't rule out completely the possibility of Paul Triple H Levesque swerving us and we get some major angle with the Wyatt Sicks at SummerSlam involving Alexa Bliss. But what do you think? Get down in the comment section, share your thoughts and opinions, because it's not only the Wyatt Sicks getting left off the SummerSlam match card, you've got huge megastars like Bianca Belair and Randy Orton not even on the match card. I mean, think about it logically. Seth frickin' Rollins isn't even wrestling. He's a referee. So it's not just them that are missing out. And I do prefer it when they invest fully in the matches that they've got, rather than just overstack and then kind of lose the detail with the match and the storytelling involved. But what do you think? Again, get down in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you in the next one.